10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's happening? Oh. Hold that. Party moving. 30 meters. Where? Oh!
Now look how they running. They beating white people down just to show us what's coming, or to show us we nothing, or to show us we only welcome when singing or balling.
This is for Black Lives Matter.
Hey everybody, I'm Carrie Champion. Welcome to We the People. So today we are having a very candid conversation with athletes and artists.
Macy, let's go. Let's go. We can see it. Yeah, we part of the stream. We part of the stream. Yeah, we part of the stream. We part of it. We part of it.
So I'm looking forward to it.
We part of the stream.
I think you'll be educated.
Ooh, premium seat. Oh no. Yeah, there's something playing. Yeah, there is.
Those resources are imperative.
Look, right there. Right there. No, this is it.
There's no way that we can talk about hip-hop, or even the fact that we want to talk about activism, black lives suppression, not bringing in this hashtag.
No, not. It's over here.
He is an activist, scholar.
It's here, Macy.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending some time with us. But I don't want to start heavy, but I guess I have to, because that's where we are in the world today. It's heavy as hell. And when you think about what needs to happen in this country in terms of change, what's the first thing that you think of?
What's the first thing that comes to my mind, right?
I'd go try change name.
Country and that 3/5.
The world is now seeing what we've known for so long in the culture and internet community. The one way that we can fight is obviously voting. Talk to me.
Hey, where are you?
I hear people all the time talking about what doesn't matter and that voting.
Are you at the main stage?
If that's true, why do they work so hard to suppress the black vote? Because they understand the power of the vote. And so it's
why
black people collectively also understand the power of their vote. And not just on the national level, because a lot of times we only have this conversation every 4 years. People need to be very much involved in their local politics.
I see it. Macy, watch my stream.
Where they stand on issues that affect you. You need to use your vote to either support the ones that care about you and your condition.
Whip. I don't want to whip.
A newer initiative that we're dealing with is educating felons, right? So in the state of Texas, if you're a felon, right, if you've been to jail, but you're no longer on probation or parole, you have the right to register to vote. Another thing that was just brought to my attention is an initiative called Orange, which is happening not just in Houston, but all over the country. If you're in jail currently during pre-trial, but you have not been convicted, like you're still in jail waiting for your day in court, you are still eligible to vote.
And you said something so key. They work so hard to hope that we stay uninformed, but more importantly, to suppress the black vote. If you could do one thing with this message that we're trying to send today about how important voting is, what type of images would you like for people to understand and see when they go to these polls and vote, or when they cast their ballots?
I think images that we've all seen, you know what I'm saying, for decades in this country, if not centuries in this country, we've seen black people oppressed, we've seen black people attacked. And you see the black and white images of
Macy, you still watching my stream?
People of color being sprayed with hoses. That's what they were fighting for. Back then, they were just fighting for a chance to vote. People like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Malcolm X, these people died to help us be in the position to have the power that we have now, which is to be able to cast a vote and make a decision about the people that have control over our lives. So, I mean, if you in your own community need a reason to vote, look at a person like George Floyd. If the people in your city are not open to police reform, are not open to having having a conversation about defunding the police, are not open to issues concerning economic equality, judicial equality, racial equality, right? If they're scared to say Black Lives Matter, you have the power to put people in those positions who do believe that Black Lives Matter, who do believe in racial equality, economic equality, judicial equality, right? Who see us as human beings. And if the people in your community don't feel that way, vote them out. That's simple. Just vote them out. We don't have enough time to sit around and hope that people change their mind.
Yeah, but you point out something so important. We have the power. And that is in our vote, and that is with our voice, and that's how we use our voice. I think of where we are right now. People say this is a particular moment, but it is a movement, not just a moment, it is a movement. Why, in your opinion, was it George Floyd's death? Why was that the chosen brutality for people to say, oh my God, Black people are so oppressed in this country? And it is not fair.
I think it's twofold, Carrie. So many different encounters between people of color and the police, there simply is no proof of what happened in the interaction. And so what happens is in a court of law, it tends to lean towards the policeman's point of view, right? In this case, we saw very clearly what happened. I think the other thing is due to the fact that everyone was at home, basically, during this time period in relation to the coronavirus, you couldn't avoid it. Right? It was on every television station. It was on every social media platform. Everywhere you turn, you were constantly hit upside the head with this message. You see in the interaction that this man did nothing to deserve what happened.
That's right. I think that's so well said, because if you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth it, and he didn't have to lose his life. I think that we brought up and touched on something that a lot of people talk about, and that is now defunding the police. That has been such a huge conversation, but there's so many misconceptions around defunding and dismantling. If you will, educate the audience.
All right, so most people, when they hear the term defund the police, they tend to think of, oh, they're going to take away our police department. Nothing could be further from the point. Defunding the police means that in certain communities, even in Houston, for example, we had over $1 billion allocated to our police force.
Yeah.
Now, what is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shields, right? Pepper spray, right? That kind of thing. That's only used against the people that fund this budget, right? So why would people want to supply the police with the means to oppress them? If the police are concerned about the situation in certain communities with a higher crime rate, well, higher crime rate didn't happen.
You don't get to see. You don't get to see.
Employment opportunities.
No.
Social services.
You don't get to see. You don't get to see. No. You don't get to see.
More opportunities for
No. You don't get to see. No, you don't get to see. Sorry. No, you don't get to see. You don't get to see. You don't get to see. You don't get to see.
Well, right now, obviously, being a part of Northern Opposed is essential. We're dealing with primaries in this country right now. And we just want to educate people. We want to inform people because people are tired.
You don't get to see.
And they want information and they want action. And so we want to make sure that we give them the right information and lead them in the right direction.
Macy.
And we thank the people that do not look like us for standing with us right now.
You don't get to see. You don't get to see. You don't get to see. You don't get to see.
And so I'm trying to use my voice and my platform just to let people know that if they feel like I do, there's a number of places they can go to enact change in their community. People need to know
Yeah. You don't get to see. You don't get to see.
To let them know that that's not the way that they feel their city needs to be run. Those are not the places that they feel the money in their community needs to be allocated.
Am I here? No, it's gonna change it. Is it gonna change some now? Is it gonna change? This man's changing! What are you doing?
It's the power is with the people, and we need to just know that's happening.
Yep.
Absolutely. And it's always been with the people. You know, if you look at Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, right? She felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death. And so what did she do? She ran for city council, and she was elected to city council. Our own former president, 44, Barack Obama, right, started in the community as an activist, ran for an elected position, became senator, ran for another elected position, and became president of the United States. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot of power. Your voice is enough to make a difference.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech there, sir. I've been listening as when I talk to my brothers, I have to ask as a black man, how are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong relationship with God, so prayer definitely works for me. I have children and grandchildren who are watching me, who are encouraged by what I do, and they're proud of me right now. You know, and that's really what matters. You know, the change starts at home.
Yeah.
So as long as you have a support system
Yeah.
that believes in what you're doing and supports
Yeah.
you in what you're doing,
Yeah.
you have everything you need to go out there
Yeah.
and fight the good fight. And for those that don't, there's a community of people here to help you. So you can go to places like morethanavote.org. There are many different places that will encourage you, inform you, and they will put you with groups of people that feel like you, that are ready to take action. So no one has to go about it.
Yeah.
Education, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Fight.
Keep up the good fight.
Yeah, la.
So our next guest, I have to admit, I'm a fan, but there are so many different people that we could talk to, and I thought it was so imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge successful show Insecure, HBO's Insecure. She also has a comedy special highlighting her Jewish roots, and she's an amazing podcaster. Let's welcome Mandy Bonji, everyone. You have such a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our medicine food campaign, right? The humor and healing. You bring all of that to your space. And right now, as you look across this country and how everyone is so broken and so upset, it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic, it's depression, it's unemployment, the list goes on and on. How are you doing?
All right, it's time to eat.
You don't get to see.
In more ways than one. And so personally for me, I'm taking this time to learn me in a new way. I feel like I'm being ushered into a new season, and I'm getting still, because sometimes the busy confounds the work that we're supposed to actually be doing. You know, we're busy doing other stuff, but we got work that we need to do on the inside. And I'm leaning into it. I'm like, dang, I thought I was gonna be able to rest like everybody else. And these guys like, nah, we got work.
You know what? And I think that's what everybody is saying about 2020. It's demanding that we be better. And you said it's a global timeout. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like everyone sit down, be humble, to quote the great prophet Kendrick Lamar. But like, no, seriously, sit down and let's reevaluate some things. Let us unearth and shake up the things that we have been trying to hide within ourselves, within our nation. I think America is going through an unraveling right now, a much needed, a much necessary one, and I think all eyes on us, right? There is no, oh, I was on the subway for an hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened. No, everybody was home. Everybody, was watching when George Floyd died, and everybody, no one could hide. Everyone was watching when Amy Cooper called the cops. Like, this is a time where it's like, oh, we can't pretend it away. We can't excuse it away. No. It's a global timeout. Sit down, watch, and let's learn. And globally, it's like, hey, we were going business as usual, but it ain't usual no more. Like, that's old. Anytime change occurs, it's very uncomfortable. And so right now we're sitting with we're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The minorities, we've been comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that to me explains just the existence for whatever we want to do, how we break into our careers, how we live our lives, how we find ourselves one of the few or one of the first. And that's a lonely road. When you look at, and you talk about this global timeout, everybody had to pay attention to Amy Cooper. Everyone had to pay attention to George Floyd. How is that helping us as a people?
I think, well, one, we're not minorities. Karen, you know it. It's like these labels that they put on us. It's like the same way of saying like black on black violence. Also, there's no white on white violence. It's branded, right? It's all branded. It's like white people do it every single day. But no, there is no black on black violence. And if you say black on white violence, then let's brand white on white violence. Like I watched Investigation Discovery. Ain't too many of us. So, I just even like, with the answer to your question, what does that do? I think what everyone expected what has happened in the past when the world was open, right? In that, okay, you had every, from Trayvon Martin to Ted Studio to Sandra Bland, you had all of these lives lost. And black people made some noise. We rioted. We got out on the streets, we started the Black Lives Matter movement, all of those things. Really and then after, white people kind of like, oh, let's do something, and then it's just like, is it over? It's like, I feel so black. We got to get what happened? Are we even? And then now it's like, oh no. It's not about like a bad. It's like, yo, we might have to amputate the leg a little bit, but it's all right because by amputating the leg, we don't take the body. And so I think that's what's happening now. Like America is realizing, like, oh, black people aren't just making a little bit of noise. Like the protests are still out. The conversations are still being had. The change is still being demanded. And I think they're seeing, oh, this is not going away. And no, it's not, because we need systematic change.
What a beautiful way to explore what is happening and describe our country. We might have to amputate the leg to save the body. That's what's happening right now. That's beautiful. And to that end, I have to ask you this, because the way that we do that, we use our voice. And our voice right now in this world, in this country, is our vote. And everyone talks about voting and how important it is, but I feel like more than ever we understand that it's not just about voting every 4 years for the man in office. It's about your local elections. It's about the mayor. It is about the district attorney, the people who have the power to bring charges against police if police brutality is an issue in your community. If you care about your school district, you can run for the school board. I ask this of you, right? Your parents are from Nigeria. You are Nigerian. You talk about that very lovingly. What does voting mean for you?
I think voting is power. I remember, I became a naturalized citizen back in the 90s when I was still a minor. My mom naturalized, and so we were able to do it under her. And just even that power of like, we are American citizens, and all the access that we have by being citizens, one of those accesses and those access to power being voting. It's a big deal. It's a big deal because not only do we have the opportunity to be in this country, but now we can be of the country. We can be of the citizens. We can be of the rules. We can be of what it actually affords. But I think going back to your earlier comment about just the setup of systems, I think we are done a disservice either in schools or whatever it is, and I'm not putting teachers on blast. I think teachers do a phenomenal job, but for some reason, we do not, and give them all the ring. I know too many parents who are like, this child of mine, I do love them, but hey, where can I drop them off? And I do think that there is a disservice done because, again, when we talk about this, to your point, we talk about every 4 years. It's important to vote for the presidency. We don't realize, like, oh, snap, we actually can vote about, like, how much our libraries get. It's like small things like that, but they make a big difference.
When you think of voter suppression in this country, what does it look like?
It's the systems. When we talk about voter suppression, we also talk about systematic racism, right? It's all the systems that set up. And we've normalized, okay, maybe your job will give you a half day, or maybe, you'll be able to get this luxury. It shouldn't be a luxury. It should be built into the system. It should be built into the fabric of how we vote. But maybe you'll be able to get this luxury in order to enable you to go vote. Think about everything disenfranchised, marginalized, black person has to endure in a day. So in a day, you need to get to work. If something happens to your car, if something happens to your child care, if something happens to, there's so many factors along the way that can send you into a tailspin as an American. And then you add on as a person of color. If you're just trying to get to vote and you already have to go through all of these hurdles and hoops in your everyday life, imagine the one day where your voice really is supposed to matter the most in this country. But then you also see all the times that you've tried to have your voice matter, and then it's been shut down, repressed, told it doesn't matter. And then you're kind of like, what's the point?
How do we keep hope though? If I'm watching this right now, how do we as a people stay hopeful? How do we believe in the promise that these quote unquote forefathers have given us?
Because have you met black people? By default, like hope is infused in our DNA. Like you know, like if we hadn't been broken down through, be it through slavery, through capitalism,
give it to me,
colonization, through segregation, through I mean, the history of black people in this country is at one point we were 3/5 people. That was a written law. And look at us now. We are home. We are Black Girl Magic. We are Black Boy Joy. We are, what I think about in terms of giving us hope, right? We're making a lot of people nervous right now, Carrie. We're making a lot of people nervous right now because they're like, dang, we put all these obstacles in their way, and these jokers are resilient. But that should give us hope. That should give us hope that, like, we can't stop, won't stop. I mean, I went to the school of Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag, Harlem shaking it right now. We can't stop, won't stop. And I think that's our motto. We can't stop voting and we won't stop voting. We can't stop marching and we won't stop marching. We can't stop thriving and we won't stop thriving.
To that end, because you led me directly there, I've been asking everyone who has appeared on this platform, what does activism look like? And I feel like back in the day, we had an idea. Yes, it is marching. Yes, it is protesting. Yes, it is speaking out against things that we feel are not right or unjust. But talk to me about what activism looks like for Yvonne George.
Listen, activism, I think the beauty of activism is that it has many faces, right? You're going to have the people on the front lines. Like, you know what? Martin Luther King marched, but there were a lot of women who were in the homes like, hey, BT Dubs, when they come back, this is how we support all the people who are marching on the front lines. And we're going to be here doing what we know to do best here. And you know what? Somebody needs to bail them out of jail so now we need to be in the community, getting money or whatever it is. So it's like everybody has a position to play. And so play your position like a shortstop, bro. So whoever you are and whatever you do, play your position. So activism could look like, you know what? I'm not the one that's supposed to be on the front line, but you know what? My pockets go deep, so I'm gonna support the people on the front line. I'm a comedian. Black joy is a form of activism.
There's always a call for entertainers or celebrities that have the platform to do something. Why aren't you speaking out? I'm not a believer in thinking that it's mandatory. Like you said, everyone can be an activist and be activated in different ways. But talk to me about the connection. Talk to me about the large organization in your world. How you feel like it even inspires you to say more and use your platform to do.
Beneath the surface of what we do, like Nash says, it's the who. Right? The who is the person who's going to be like, hey, let me call this out. Either blind racism, in terms of overt racism, in terms of ways that we can be better, in terms of ways that we can actually be more uplifting to the community that you may not even realize that you're serving.
Before I let you go, talk to me about the urgency, in your opinion, for people to vote, our people to get out and vote this coming election.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you think you're tired now, I'm telling you right now, we cannot take this sitting down. We can't take this joking. I understand that it may be hard to figure out who to vote for, but at the end of the day, we gotta vote for our families. We gotta vote for our legacy. We gotta vote for continued progress. We have to vote for upward mobility. We have to vote for equality in a way that is long lasting. And if we succeeded before, we can do it again. We talk about the hope. This is the time. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to pretend away that we haven't made progress. We have. There's still much more to be done. And you know what? We might have to get to a point where we pass the baton to our children and our children's children, but we still have work to do now for that generation.
Yvonne Orji, you are everything. You are Molly, but you are not Molly, but I love you so much as Molly on HBO's Insecure. You are an amazing podcaster, Susie Jola. Shout out to Lovey. And then we also have movies. Like you have the world, you're a model, also, wait, don't let me forget your hugely successful stand-up comedy special on HBO. Girl, you're doing it all. And I am so grateful. You're truly the dream, not just the American dream. You're the black girl, brown girl, do it all dream. And the immigrant dream, everything. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. I really, really mean that. Yvonne Orji, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but the best and excellence for Southside. Thank you so much.
I love you so much, Mama.
Yeah, la la.
So Atlanta has been one of the hotbeds in terms of political unrest and social injustice. We've seen so much happen in that city, and we've also seen so much come from that city, including one of our very own founding fathers of the civil rights movement, that's Martin Luther King Jr. But right now, we want to welcome someone who has used his platform to talk about voting, to talk about racial injustice, and how he's trying to help